So I was streaming Hades 2 yesterday. Follow me on Twitch at itstizzle7 by the way, and some of the chatters were talking about a Renegades reveal trailer happening today. Then, when I finished stream, I saw lots of chatter on Twitter about the sandbox changes coming in D2, so I checked those out, and then I was curious, so I watched the reveal trailer this morning, and honestly, I gotta say, I was quite impressed. The new blaster weapon seemed cool, the lightsaber being in the kinetic slot was a surprise, and lots of the things you can do with it seem pretty novel and fun. The sandbox changes I just mentioned also sound very good, lots of buffs. And in the Vidoc during the developer livestream, one dev mentions how they're just trying to really lean into the power fantasy of Destiny 2 and try to make everything pretty much overpowered. They talk about a lot of the new Star Wars abilities like the Cabal drop pod and other things being extremely strong, almost OP. And that is all fun and good, I suppose, if that's what you're into. But when it was showing the gameplay of the new activities, it's still just Destiny. Sure, I'm sure the new game modes will be more fun than the one that released in Ash and Iron, but watching it, I noticed a ton of overshields on basically every enemy. Lots of boss immune phases, lots of run over here and collect this and take it to that to activate the next objective and spawn more enemies. And listen, if you're still just playing D2 because it's great to play, that's awesome. But did I see anything that is going to bring a lapsed player back? Not really. I truly believe that if you stuck around for Edge of Fate, then you're in it for the long haul. Renegades looks pretty good by Destiny's modern day standards, certainly better than Edge of Fate, but at the end of the day, it's just more Destiny. They had similar looking upgrade paths for all the Star Wars abilities. At one point, a dev was talking about the new currencies coming with the game, something that D2 surely does not need more of. The ability changes all really do sound super good, I even made a video covering them. If I was still playing the game, I'd be busting out like 10 Warlock builds when Renegades drops. Hell, Warlocks can even cast their Rift while moving, which looked awesome in the gameplay reveal. And you can see the Rift cooldown is like 5 seconds. It's absurd how quickly that Rift is coming back. The game is just ability spam central, and that was fun for a time for me, but then I was kind of over it. If you're into that, more power to you. I hope you have tons of fun tinkering with new builds and taking it through the 2 new activities. I guess 3, as there is also a new dungeon, and Bungie's Raiden dungeon team never misses. I suspect it's going to be really good. If there is one thing that would get me back, it's a new dungeon, but truth be told, the longer I'm away, the less I miss it. While watching the reveal, I don't think it would be fair to say I felt nothing. I genuinely think the lightsaber looks really cool, and the voice actor for the Kylo Ren character sounds sick as hell.
You are supposed to protect the people, not rule them. I've been waiting so long for this. Dread and hope. You crave justice. Why die for a criminal?
Why do you hate your own kind so much?
I'm not sure what narrative there will be with Renegades, but I never really cared for the narrative anyways. That being said, Dredge and Bane seems like a badass. Pretty dope villain. The Cabal guy seems pretty cool too. I could see Renegades peaking at about 100k on Steam, much like Edge of Fate did. As I said, I think if you're still around, then you're here till the servers go down. Maybe the Star Wars expansion brings back some lapsed players who are big Star Wars fans, but I really think that this new player count is where Destiny 2 is going to sit from here on out. Again, I do think Renegades looks decent, and I'm glad they're still making lots of sandbox changes and adding cool new weapons and keeping the game feeling fresh to a degree. But like with every expansion, when the new expansion sheen wears off, you're just left with the base game, and that truly used to be enough. I would play PvP for days with my friends back in Forsaken and Shadowkeep. Then I pushed myself to solo hard activities like GMs and dungeons. But if you've been there and done all that, then there's nothing really new on offer here outside of the weapons. Ergo Sum was a super cool weapon too when it dropped. But again, are you logging on to play with your Ergo Sum now? Not really. So that's my thoughts on Renegades. Is it an improvement from Edge of Fate? Absolutely. Bungie actually listened to Scarrow and went back to doing a Vidoc, and I think that helped massively. The Bungie hype machine is the best in the business. If there is one team that's safe from layoffs, it's that marketing department. I thought a couple of the scenes in the reveal trailer were pretty dope. But when you cut through the fancy dressing, what are you left with? An 8-year-old game where 7 years worth of content is irrelevant, and the main content you interact with is a blocky, soulless, wannabe Fortnite menu. I'm not even trying to shit on the game, that's just the reality of it. I will gladly be proven wrong, and I'm sure you'll flame me in the comments for that, but that's fine. I'm just giving my take since people ask me on Twitch about Destiny a lot still. Speaking of Twitch, I'm very happy playing Variety. I've fallen in love with Hades 1 and 2 as that gameplay loop is just ridiculously addicting and the builds I can make in that game are so much fun. So come by and say hey if you want. Truly, the longer I'm away from D2, the less I miss it. I still do enjoy making videos covering the game and Bungie because it was such a big part of my life and I built a community around the game, but I don't miss actually playing the game. It was certainly fun while it lasted, and now I'm happy to be playing my extensive backlog of games that I missed out on while being consumed by D2. Anyways, if you're hyped for Renegades, I'm genuinely happy for you, and I do hope it hits. It honestly does look pretty decent, but ultimately, it's more Destiny. We'll see how people are enjoying it come mid-February, as that will be the true test. Anyways, that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.